In this lesson, we're going to go over the use of EnCase. EnCase is a piece of software that's designed for forensic analysis and evidence storage and acquisition. EnCase is a really big name in this particular software marketplace. Law enforcement agencies will often use this piece of software because it really has such a name for itself in what it does. Now, what I'm using here is an evaluation version that actually came with a book about getting a certification for being an EnCase examiner. So you could get certified in EnCase, and as I said, there's a book on the DVD that's associated with that book. There's this evaluation version. A lot of the functions of EnCase are not working in this evaluation version, but I did want to show you this piece of software because it is such a big name in the forensic space. Now, along with this evaluation version in the book, we do get some sample files to look at as well, and I'm just going to use those because they're convenient and easy. So I've got this image file here, and I'm going to open it up. It's going to ask me to create a case. So I've got a case. I'm just going to use the default values, which are fine. And I click finish, and it's going to open up the data for me. So we've done a verification, and now I've got this data here, and I can open it up, and you can see that I've got some data. I've got a text file, and down below, I can look at all of the information regarding this particular file that I'm looking at. So it looks like it was created in 2006 and last written in 2006 and also acquired at the same time. So I've got a logical size and a physical size. The logical size is 235 bytes and the physical size is 512 bytes, and that's because it uses an entire block on the hard drive or on the media that it was created from. You can see I've also got a volume boot down here. This is the report output that we're looking at down at the bottom. I could also look at the console, and there's nothing in either of those. So there are a lot of different ways of looking at this information. You can see we can just keep scrolling through. We've got hash properties. There are references, so you can set references in the evidence that you acquire. You can also create bookmarks so that you can get back to the pieces of evidence that are most interesting to you. We've got different file types we can look at, and we've got keywords. So there's a lot of different ways of looking at the information or the evidence that we acquire in EnCase. It's a pretty dense piece of software, and you would spend a lot of time digging through this piece of software. And again, this is just an evaluation version, and a lot of the features don't actually work in this evaluation version, but it may be worth just finding an evaluation version, whether through the certification book or through some other means, just in order to get a handle on how EnCase presents information and how you would go about looking for information. So you can see most of the tools here are just grayed out. We can't actually do much of anything other than just simply look at the data that we ended up acquiring from the evidence that we already had on disk. So this is again a pretty abbreviated view of EnCase. It's because we can't really do much of anything with the evaluation version, but it's worth showing you just so you get a feel for EnCase and what it looks like, because again, it is a very, very popular piece of software in the forensics community.